the open. All-time high for the S&P 500.
It's your boy, Jimmy. Jimmy.
Now, what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil, doesn't make up happen.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning I want to turn on this Becky quick. While the average man looking at this sad like she fine as it. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like 5-6. I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want to stop it. I know that booty got dry, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's and pushing hot strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounce. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thumb, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the fun, some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up, watching them gain big profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and now I watch moves in the Nasdaq. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETFs, making profits. I jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up, watching them gain big profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, pull the trigger, and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit them up with this resistance. Watch them roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. And I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up, watching them gain big profits. While I'm still in my sand, big profits. They used to watch me move them packs and now I watch moves in the Nasdaq. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETFs. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? Big profits. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing? Big profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? Big profits. That TTG money gang, big profits. We some snipers.
Hey, yo, what's up, everyone? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. My name is Michael Edward Paranati, and I go by Michael Edward. I'm the co-founder and head trader of True Trading Group. In case you didn't know, we were a Benzinga FinTech Awards finalist last year for Best Data Analysis Tool, and we are currently the fastest growing and highest rated premium online education platform that combines university-level trading and investing courses with premium stock market tools, live workshops, and individual mentorship and coaching for stocks, options, crypto, and futures. We day trade, we swing trade, we also cover long-term investing. There is literally something for everyone here at True Trading Group. Now, when you guys join TTG, you get access to around $15,000 worth of education tools and resources that have already helped thousands of members from True Trading Group to make money, become better traders, no matter how much time they have, how much experience they have, or how much money they have to start with. When you join, you're going to get access to our entire comprehensive university-level curriculum, a simplified and expanded upon version of the training that I received working at a fund in New York, my first job right out of college. You're going to get beginner courses and advanced courses, indicators, chart patterns, short selling, swing trading, options, advanced options, futures, crypto, taxes, how to make money in the down market, which is not really relevant so far for this year, right? As the markets continue their onslaught of new all-time highs. But then my favorite, the trader psychology courses. Trader psychology courses, guys, is what it's all about, right? 80% of trading is mental, and those are my favorite courses, trader psychology. Nonetheless, you get access to every single one of them when you guys join the TTG family, and you also get access to a variety of different trading styles from myself and the other moderators that we have at True Trading Group. It's not just me. There's 8 other professional full-time trading mods that are with you each and every single day from pre-market to close, sharing their screens, calling out trades, answering questions, providing analysis and commentary for swing trading, day trading, options, futures, scalping, core trading, and long-term investing. Literally something for everyone. Basically, our platform is not just about courses in a chat room. You guys get access to some of the best trading tools that are on the market today. TradingView's premium charting software is included with your membership, as well as Benzinga Pro's real-time newsfeed, a simulator for Meat and EVs, unusual options activity, dark pool data, options flow, short data, congressional trading data, social sentiment scanners, customized scanners, our AI trading assistant, all while part of the most successful, supportive, and educated community of traders that you're ever going to find. 10,000 members in 115 different countries. We have real-time translation for seamless communication on our platform in case your first language is not English. You will also get access to our video library that has over 1,000 hours of workshops that were hosted by our professional traders covering a variety of different topics. And you get access to all of it with the utmost transparency and trustworthiness, knowing that the moderators and I submit our track records from the brokerage accounts each and every single day, where the moderators and I have collectively been able to maintain a cumulative win rate on all of our executions of just around 80%, now going on roughly the last 4 years. We're 4.7 out of 5-star rated on Trustpilot, with over 2,500 reviews, a 78% retention rate amongst our members, and a less than 2.5% refund rate. Now, when you guys join True Trading Group, speaking of that refund rate, we offer a double your money back guarantee. Now, I talk a big game on these live streams, but I like to back it up with my own money. So when anyone joins True Trading Group, you guys actually will get double your money back guarantee. Now, I'll talk to you guys more about that later, but that means if you're unable to make back your membership fee at least one time during your membership, then we will give you back not just your membership fee, we'll give you back double the membership fee for wasting your time. And our refund rate is less than 2.5%, which means I can do that no problem. If our refund rate was 15 or 20% or 12%, I would not be able to offer you guys double your money back. But because that number is so damn low, and because our members do find success, the 78% of them staying with us after they join, I have no problem doing that. So that's a double your money back guarantee. I'll talk to you guys more about that later on during this live. But for now, we've got to talk about how we are finishing out the week. We've got one trading day left to go. And it's going to be an important one because we have, I got zero sleep last night. Literally zero, maybe 2 hours if I'm lucky when you add it all together. Maybe 2 hours. 2.5 hours in like 30 to 45 minute increments. So I do apologize for being tired here, but tomorrow's going to be a big day because I have PCE inflation data. And we're not expecting any surprises on the PCE inflation data, considering, we got the CPI and the PPI numbers and they came in under expectations and people celebrated that CPI and PPI number for the month of May. So the number that we're going to get here is also for that May read. And we're not expecting any surprises. We're expecting this number to come in light like the PPI and CPI numbers did. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe the PPI numbers were even lighter than the CPI numbers by a substantial margin, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember that from last month or from just a couple of weeks ago when we got that CPI number and PPI number. But the markets are a stone throw away from all-time highs, and there's really only one resistance level that we have to talk about until you get to the all-time high. There really is just one. And, as we take a look at the charts here, I'll just kind of pan this. So we'll just kind of, right here, I'll just show it to you guys. And it's very plain, very simple. It's 547, okay? So 547 on the SPY, it's as clear as can be. It's the closing price from the 17th, okay? It's the low of the day from the 18th. It's the closing price on the 20th. It's the high of the day on the 24th, and it's the high of the day today. So here's your 547, right? Close, low, close, high, high, okay? So this level was resistance, support, support, okay? Resistance, resistance. And this is the only real level that you have to contend with here until you get to 550, which is the all-time high, okay? So these are the two marks that we've got for the SPY, all right? Here's my two levels, all right? Now, if tomorrow, if you get a light PCE number, and that takes the markets through 547, I would say look for that to continue and extend and look for a green day that takes you up towards that 550 and you close the week out on a high note as the week, you finish the week off in the green. and you get a nice strong push on Friday to kind of close things out. And you get a candle that would look so, oops, I just got rid of that by mistake. I don't know what just happened to it. But you get a nice green candle tomorrow that would look something like that. All right. So that's what I'll be looking for going into tomorrow's price action. Now, if you were to, let's say we got a higher than expected PCE number, which is not what is expected, then I think you would just be short and stay short down to 542.5. And 542.5 is the support level all week. Okay. It was support on Wednesday. It was support on Tuesday. It was support on Monday, and it was support there on Friday. Okay. So Friday support, Monday, Tuesday, where you can see support, 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 support. Now you're getting this little push higher. If you were to get a higher than expected PCE number, and this number comes out at 8:30 in the morning, so you'll know before the market's open, then I would say look for the market to get back to 542.50 at the very least, and at the bare minimum. If you break 542.50, it's an easy move to 540, and that's how I would play. That's how I would look to play this day tomorrow. So again, lighter than expected PCE, look for the 547 break, look for the push of a $3 move to 550. If it is a hotter than expected PCE number, look for a drop to 542.50, taking profits into 542.50, holding on to a piece, because if 542.50 breaks, you should get an easy $2.50 of follow through to the 540 bottom, which is support from earlier in June. And I'll just show you guys again. And there it is. 1 day, 2 day, 3 day makes your support level right there. There it is. Okay. So I like this. I like the setup that we have in the overall markets. It's very straightforward. It's very technical. I love when the markets can trade on technicals, and sometimes it can be tough to trade the market when it's moving around based on, economic data points or on like Fed members that are speaking, because these data points, they come out at 8:30, 9:45, 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, bond auction this, Jerome Powell says that, Loretta Mester says this, Barkin says that, Goolsby says this, and the markets move around based on these things. Sometimes it's harder to trade that way because all of a sudden the markets are just doing its thing. And then a Fed member says something crazy and you get this wild candle and you're like, whoa, what the hell just happened? Wicks you or stops you out of a position and then recovers, then continues to trade on. It's easier, in my opinion, when the markets trade on technicals, right? It's easier. Okay. I think it's easier for when the markets trade on technicals. And I like the levels that we have here. These are 4 very clear levels. And again, to recap, resistance, 540, 547. Support, 542.50, 540. That's it. Hot CPI, the game plan. Cold CPI, PCE. I keep saying CPI. I'm sorry, guys. Hot PCE, the game plan. Cold PCE, the game plan. If it comes right in line with expectations, there's no reason for me to think to just, okay, if there's if it comes right in line, then look for trend to continue, right? I would say look for the bullish tone, but maybe you don't quite get to 550, right? Maybe you break 547, you get to 548.5, 449, and then take a breather, right? Maybe something like that. But I like to play there against these levels for hot and cold PCE data tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. The moderators and I will be with everybody, as we always are, for that data release. Okay. So we have it. All right, folks, what we're going to do here now with the rest of our live stream is we are going to do a little segment that I like to call Grade My Stock. And it's a fantastic segment. I love doing it. We have a lot of fun. I know you guys love doing it as well, which is where you call out ticker symbols. I give it a grade, A, B, C, D, F. And the grade is based on a combination of the technical chart setup and my long-term view and outlook on the company. Whether or not I'd be willing to buy the stock right now. If I like the stock, but I wouldn't buy it, I would hold it. If I would sell the stock, or don't ever ask me about that ticker symbol ever again because it's in the trash can behind me, right? So that's how I will go through, and I'll give you guys the grades of these stocks, and I'll give you the reasons why I give these a grade. Okay. All right. So that's my that's how we're going to play this. Grade my segment. What I'll do first. Okay. what I'm going to do first is anyone that's on this live stream that's not a member of True Trading Group, before we start the Grade My Stock segment, I'll tell you guys about our trial. If you guys want to come trade with us for the next 7 trading days, Saturday and Sunday do not count against your 7 days. It's 7 trading days. You can join the trial today. Friday's day 1, Monday's day 2. Okay, Saturday, Sunday don't count against your trial. But it's a 7-day trial. I welcome you guys to come trade with myself, the 8 professional trading mods, and the 10,000 members in True Trading Group. Go to ttgthree.com. That's ttg3 spelled out.com. Enter your name, email, phone number, click yes, I want this, fill out the form, pay $3, get your butts in chat. Now, why do we pay $3? Good question. There is no automatic renewal. There's no reoccurring payment. There sure as hell isn't some automatic upgrade to an annual membership in case you forget to cancel your trial. Your trial will automatically expire and cancel after the 7 days on its own, and you never charge another dollar ever again. The reason why we charge $3 is just to make sure that you're a real person and you're serious about this, because you have to actually, okay, I got to put in my credit card information. It shows us you're serious about doing this. You're serious about doing it. We're serious about having you. We maintain a very high quality chat room during the day with thousands of people on there at any given moment trying to make money. I will not jeopardize the integrity and the quality of that chat room by having people come in, spam chat, be disruptive, and distract our members away from that goal. So this is our way of proving you're a real person. And if you're real and you're serious about this, we'd love to have you see what it's like to be part of the community, talk to the professional mods, interact with our members, right? Follow some of the trade alerts if you'd like, ask questions, really participate and see what it's like to be part of the community. Who knows? Maybe you'll make enough money during your trial to even cover the full year membership at True Trading Group. So go to ttgthree.com. That's ttg3 spelled out.com. Again, name, email, phone number, click yes, I want this, fill out the form, pay the $3, and then just get your butt right inside chat. All right. So there you guys have it, folks. That's ttg3 spelled out.com. All right. With that being said, let's go ahead and begin this segment of Grade My Stock. What do you guys want? Go ahead, throw out some ticker symbols. I'll turn my head away. I'll pull back, right? I'll pull back into the chat, and I'll do the first ticker symbol that I see is the one that we are going to grab and throw up there on the screen. So go ahead, guys. Ooh, Bros. Good one. Good one. Good one. Good one. Bros. Oh, I like that. Okay, for me, Bros for me is going to be a B plus. Okay. I am very interested in Bros. I don't own Bros, but I'm very interested in it. For those who don't know, Bros is a coffee, chain, kind of like a Starbucks. But it's very, very popular out west. Even like the Midwest. It's not on the East Coast. I don't have any Dutch Bros around me. But everybody that I've spoken to that has been to a Dutch Bros loves it. And almost loves it to where it's like cult-esque. Where they're like, oh, and everybody, just kind of like that brand or that customer loyalty of like a Starbucks, that customer loyalty of like Nike and Apple, which are some of the brands that have some of the highest, customer loyalty that I've ever seen in my entire life. Not to say that Dutch Bros is at that level yet, but people have nothing but good things to say about Dutch Bros. I've never personally tried it, so I couldn't tell you how's the coffee, how's the food, how's the service. I've never been inside of one. I've only driven past one, I think, when I was in Arizona. I drove, or was it in Vegas or Arizona? I forgot where I was. I think it was Arizona. And I drove past one, and that was it. But they're doing better. The stock is really based out in the mid 20s, and I like this support level down here. You have this real nice base down here in the mid 20s. You've kind of turned it around. You have this, there's so many different downtrend resistance lines you can draw here. You can say, here is a downtrend resistance line, right? You can say, here is a downtrend resistance line. I mean, it's like you have multiple downtrend resistance lines that the stock is now broken above and is now beginning this and is starting to form its own new uptrend, right? It's kind of forming its own new little uptrend here. Now, The reason why I'm not just going to come right down and say, hey, like let's grab this thing now is because you are into a big level of resistance. And this level of resistance, you can see, was a huge area of support for the stock in 21 and 22. And then you can see it became resistance here in early 23. And you can see that's exactly where the stock currently sits. So I think you want to be careful of the possibility of, buying the stock into a resistance level, and you run the risk of the stock, pulling back down into this region. But I think that there's enough of a level in now the high 30s that I think you can step in and be a buyer there. I think you can step in and be a buyer in this region on Dutch Bros. You have all of your major moving averages that are catching up. It's above all of them. Here's your 50-day, here's your 100-day, here's your 200-day. They're all sloping here to the upside. And on any pullback that you get, on any pullback that you get back into this region, these moving averages are going to all catch up here. And I think they would act as support. And then the stock can maybe break through that level. And then you can really start to get up towards like into the 40s, maybe even 50. And then who knows, over the course of the next 3, 5, 7, 10 years, could Dutch Bros be a nationwide and could Dutch Bros be a global brand? And the answer is yes, it certainly could be. It's like, what is it? T something, what is it? Tim Hortons, or for all my neighbors north of the border, you have Tim Hortons is huge in Canada. Obviously Starbucks is a global brand. Could Dutch Bros become a Starbucks? I don't know. I'm not going to try to pretend to make that claim. But just remember, Starbucks once was one store in Seattle. And that's it. And that's how it started. It started with one store in Seattle. Now, God knows, I don't even know how many locations they have now worldwide. But Dutch Bros seems to be doing things right. I like those high 30s as a decent spot to try to be a buyer and look for a move over the next couple of months into the high 40s. It's yet to be seen how the stock will perform during a substantial economic slowdown. In the event that, let's say, if there's a recession next year, how is Dutch Bros going to do? We don't know that yet, because the thing about retail brands like this is that when consumers stop spending discretionary money, what brands can they not do without? That is the proof of the brand loyalty. How quickly will it's no different than a company when a company says, all right, you know what, profits are down, we've got to lay people off. They're not going to lay off their best employees. They lay off, the people that they could part with the easiest. Consumers are a lot like that. Consumers, when money is tight, a consumer will say, all right, well, what means more to me? Do I have more loyalty to Nike, or do I have more loyalty to Starbucks? Do I have more loyalty to Nike, or I'm sorry, that was a bad. Do I have more loyalty to Nike or more loyalty to Lululemon? Because the consumer might say, okay, do I want this $120, pair of leggings from Lululemon, or can I go to Target or another store and buy the exact same pair of leggings without the Lululemon brand on it and maybe spend $50? Does the person say, do I really need this $200 pair of Nike sneakers, or can I go and buy maybe the $100 pair of Adidas or the $100 pair of New Balances instead, right? So which one of those brands does the consumer step away from first? And obviously then which brand has more consumer loyalty than the other. Dutch Bros hasn't been a public company enough to really experience a real economic slowdown. So we don't quite know. Right? We don't quite know do people stop going to Dutch Bros, they make their coffee at home to save some extra bucks, or will they cut back elsewhere and continue to get their Dutch Bros? We don't know that yet. Right? Don't know that yet. So something to think about and consider whenever you're dealing with retail brands like that and restaurants and everything else, because it's a lot more expensive to go to Dutch Bros and get coffee than it is to make coffee at home by yourself. Starbucks can be the same, but Starbucks has more brand loyalty than Dutch Bros does at this time for obvious reasons, right? Starbucks is a huge global brand. Some people have never even had Dutch Bros, don't even know about it. I've never had it. So I like it though. I'm giving it a B. And I think that's a decent spot for it. All right. Next up. Talk to me, folks. Next ticker. Ooh, Nike. Yeah, speaking of Nike just had earnings to the downside. Man, Nike's getting into a huge support level. All right. Let's talk about Nike and then we'll hit Beyond Meat. Alex, I see your question. So Nike. Nike for me is going to be, probably a C. And Nike for me is a C just because I think their clothes have gotten too expensive. I love Nike hoodies and everything else and Nike sweatpants, but it's like to buy a hoodie and a sweatpants matching set, you're spending over $200. And I just think the consumer is beginning to scale back. And, speaking of that brand loyalty situation, I don't know if Nike is in a good position here for an economic slowdown. I think Nike has gotten itself to a point where the price point, Nike has really increased their prices over the last few years. And it's great for margins and profitability when consumers are really spending. When consumers start to spend less, those higher prices result in lower demand and lower sales. And that's a global issue, not just a US issue. Matter of fact, the US is the best performing consumer discretionary spending in the world. Nike is a massive reliance on global growth and global sales, like especially in China and other parts of the world. And those areas, I haven't even seen what Nike's earnings are. So I don't even, if there's something in the earnings that contradicts what I'm saying right now, or if there's something in their earnings after the bell today that supports what I'm saying, I have no idea. I have not looked at what their earnings are yet. I just see the stock is down 6% right now on the day. And I'm assuming there's something negative here in the earnings. But I just think that a slowing global economy is not necessarily good for Nike's growth. And especially with their higher prices, I think it's a brand that you could see that scale back from on consumers. Now, at the end of the day, it's still Nike. It's still one of the most recognized and in-demand brands in the world. But I don't know if the next year or two is going to be, it might be some bumpy roads for Nike. So I think that, you start looking for longs. I mean, listen, honestly, anywhere in the low 80s, I think is a good spot to try to grab some. But if this thing gets anywhere near 70, I think you've got to buy it. I think if the stock was at 70, I would say, I like it. It's an A. I would step in and grab it. I mean, I think that this support level here, this is going to be the 2015 high, 2018 high. You broke above that double top. It then became support in 2018, and then it was support during the COVID crash. So any scenario that happens over the next several months to year, if Nike does, falter on the back of a slowing consumer, for me, that's a buy all day long. Okay. This area right here is a buy all day long if and when it gets there. So that's why I'm not giving it an A or a B, because I think there could be downside there. I think you could have a bumpy road for the next year. But at some point, it still is Nike. And I think Nike will recover. And I think that's the spot where I think it becomes, hey, I got to buy this thing. And those are my thoughts there on Nike. Beyond Meat was the other question. For me, this is a D to an F. I have no intention of owning Beyond Meat, nor will I. The reality is the plant-based food hype was just that. It was pure hype. It was a buzzword. There is such incredibly low demand for this company's products. Every brand that comes out and introduces these Beyond Meat products comes back with the same response. didn't sell well. And it's not healthy. It's not, people make the mistake of like, oh, this is a healthier option. No, it's not. It's not healthier. Okay. A lot of these products are so incredibly high in sodium. They're not healthier. They're just not meat. So the only demographic that you are going after are literally pure vegetarians. You're not even going after people that are health conscious, because people that are really health conscious won't eat this. It's people that just don't eat meat. And I think that there was this big misconception of these products are not meat and they're plant-based, therefore they're healthier. And that's not the case with all plant-based foods. So I think people have realized that. And if there's not a health benefit, there certainly isn't a taste benefit. And that's why these products haven't really done well. I have no intention on buying it. I have no intention on owning this thing. It's just not something that I think is a large enough addressable market that for growth. It's not about whether you believe in meat or no meat or what. It's not about that. I'm just looking at as a business, and I talk about what are the growth prospects for the company. The only growth prospect you would have would be if there was a wave of around the world, people becoming or implementing more of a plant-based diet. I don't see that wave to a large enough extent. It's similar, but it's similar to me saying, like, I don't own any of the electric vehicle names besides Tesla over the last 4 years, when everybody would talk about NIO and Rivian and Lucid and the stocks were going crazy. And I'm like, I don't see the demand for electric vehicles like people say. People talk about, oh, by 2030, fully electric no, nonsense. It's not going to happen. And you've seen that now over the last year or two, way more competition from all these different electric vehicle companies and regular car manufacturers that are going electric vehicle as well. Plus, you've seen lower demand. So you have lower demand, increased competition. That's a stay away from the electric vehicles for me. I do own Tesla, but Tesla, the growth aspect there for me with Tesla is not just cars. The growth aspect for me with Tesla is Elon Musk. And it's, what is he going to, is Tesla going to come out and what is Tesla going to do next? I don't believe Tesla is just going to be a car manufacturer. I do believe that you might see Tesla make a consumer product like a phone. You've seen Elon Musk kind of talk about that recently, like making a phone, and that phone is directly connected to Starlink. Okay, that sounds pretty cool. There's a growth avenue for the company. You have these self-driving, robo taxis. Okay, there's another revenue driver for the company. Then you have just the robotics division with their Optimus robotics division that he wants to become this robotics company. Okay, I can see Tesla becoming a robotics company. Now you're talking about pure technical growth multiples and pure technical valuations, not auto manufacturer valuations. Where Tesla is going to have a problem, where it's had a problem for the last year or two, is that the company started to lose that growth shine that allowed it to carry a technology multiple, even though it's a car manufacturer, for many, many, many years. It never made sense why Tesla would have a higher market cap than a Ford or a GM, but yet they sell a fraction of the cars over the years, right? But it's because the company was getting a growth multiple of technology and innovation thanks to Elon Musk. I'll tell you now, if Elon Musk was ever stepped down from Tesla, I would sell every single share that I own immediately. The reason I'm a Tesla shareholder is because I'll never bet against Elon Musk. The guy's brilliant. The guy's a genius. He has built so many companies and has created so much wealth for shareholders over his lifetime. I will never bet against him, like him or not, for whatever his other views are. I don't care. I'm a shareholder of Tesla because of him, and I see the growth there. I don't see the growth on NIO, on Nikola, on those Workhorse, and Fisker went bankrupt. The Ride failed. Workhorse failed. Nikola's crap. Lucid. I think Lucid's going to be a private company within the next couple of years. I think the Saudi investment fund is going to just completely buy out all of the remaining shares. They already own over 60% of the company. I think the Saudi investment fund is going to buy out the rest of Lucid. They're going to take them private, and they're going to try to make Lucid the Ferrari of electric vehicles, and they're going to make it just a super high-end, very expensive car line, and they're going to want to. I think that's what Saudi Arabia is going to try to do with the Lucid brand. There's no benefit to the company being a public company. The stock is horrendous. Shareholders are miserable, and I don't see it there for Lucid. So I see them going private. So it's like you're left with Tesla and Rivian, and Rivian just had some really fantastic news with Volkswagen, which I like, by the way. I was always cautious of Rivian because I never really felt good about Rivian's survival. Okay. I never felt good about it because I felt the entire company was rested on Amazon. If Amazon were to cancel or walk away from their contract for the 100,000 electric vans, what does that do for Rivian's financial situation in the long term? And that was always a concern for me. It was clear that Rivian was not generating enough revenue from just the regular sale of their consumer vehicles to be able to self-fund. They would need to raise capital. They would need debt. They would need financing. And in a high interest rate environment, that's not good. And it means stock dilution. It means more shares, and it means lower stock prices. So I would always stay away from Rivian. I traded it, but I would never own it in the long-term portfolio. This deal with Volkswagen changes my views of it because now Rivian has Amazon and Volkswagen backing it. Volkswagen saying we're going to put up to $5 billion over the next 2 years is a very significant investment, significant chunk of change. They're going to do a joint venture where they're going to own 50-50, not even 51-49. It's a 50-50 joint venture that Rivian was able to negotiate 50-50. Whoa. Okay. They're going to work on electric vehicle technology, software, innovation, architecture, everything else. All right. That sounds pretty cool. Volkswagen's the largest auto manufacturer in the world. Okay. So now you have Amazon, one of the biggest companies in the world, and you have Volkswagen, the biggest car manufacturer in the world. And they're both now supporting Rivian financially. Okay. I think now you can say the chances of Rivian going belly up, you can kind of put that worry to the side. And now you can work on, growth and, everything else. So it's like, I do like this news with Rivian. I still don't own Rivian, but I think that if you want to buy it, I do think that $12 to $13 is a great place to do it. I could easily see Rivian in the next several months to year. I could easily see this thing go up 100%. I can see the thing go from, $14 to $28 or $12 to $25. I could easily see the stock get back into this region up here, over time. And I still don't own it yet, but I think if you're going to own it, I think 14, 13, 12, it's a good place to do it. The stock breaks 10, cut bait, and get the hell out of Dodge. So yeah, going back to Beyond Meat, no intentions on owning it. If you're looking for a trade on it, you have a huge support level here at $6. If it pierces through 6 and then regains 6, maybe there's a dead cat bounce here. There's a high short position on the stock, so it could pop at any moment. But every pop gets faded. So don't forget that. Here was a big pop, it got crushed. 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 So every single time the stock pops, everybody sells the stock. Okay. So no intentions on owning that one. I'm going to give that one a D. I won't give it an F because Fs are reserved for stocks like Mullen, AMC, FFIE, CEI. I mean, these are the, MBIO. These are the Fs for me. Those are just complete garbage. Don't ever ask me about the ticker symbol ever again. That's not the case with Beyond Meat. I just don't like the story. I don't like the growth prospects. I'm giving it a D. Palantir. I like Palantir a lot. Palantir is an A. Palantir is an A. I think that Palantir is a interesting way to play the AI cycle. And I think it's a cheaper way to play it, both from a share price, $25 a share perspective, but also a valuation perspective. Palantir is not a very big company. It's not a $3 trillion company like NVIDIA. And I was cautious with Palantir 2 or 3 years ago because their whole business was government. They had no private business. It was just government contracts or nothing. And I really wanted to see the company get away from that. They have now, over their last 2 earnings calls, specifically talked about and addressed private side of their business, and it is growing. So I feel like I'm probably not the only person that felt that way. They probably have a lot of shareholders, I mean, like big shareholders, hedge funds and Vanguards of the world and BlackRocks and everything else. That maybe said something to them about this, and they need to listen to those people that are their huge shareholders. They don't have to listen to me. Okay, I'm a nobody for them. But they're large controlling, they're largest shareholders. When they talk, companies listen. And the fact that they've now addressed it on 2 conference calls in a row makes me feel like the company is aware of it, and it is a priority for them to grow out that private sector business. And I like that because that's where I see the real growth potential. And I think that Palantir is a $50, $60, $70, $80 stock in the next 3 to 5 years. So I do like Palantir. Places that I think are dead on buys, 20 and 16, 15. So the 2 places that I say are just dead on buys is here and here. I think these are just like, don't even think about it. It's like, for me at least, it's just you step in, and I think those are 2 great places to own the stock. But I do think that lots of potential in the future for Palantir. It'll be a volatile stock. It's a small company. Will not be uncommon to see the stock drop 20, 25% randomly. You won't even know why. And that's just par for the course. If you believe in the company long-term and you believe in its prospects and its growth, then if the stock were to pull back from 25 all the way down to 20, okay, well, there's your 20% pullback right there. That's where you step in and you say, all right, I'm grabbing some, I'm buying some, you know? So I like Palantir. Ford. I just I guess a C, just because I just literally have zero interest in owning this company. The stock has done nothing for 25 years, you know, or 23, for 2 decades. The stock is exactly where it was 2 decades ago. So you go back to 2002 and we're at the same price that the stock was at in 2002. I mean, could you imagine buying a stock 22 years ago and you open up your account today and you have the exact same amount of money minus dividends and what, you know what I mean? That's just crazy to me. Like when you think about what the market has done in the last 22 years, and then you think about what Ford has done in the last 22 years, my goodness. So I don't want to own this. You know, I don't want to own any car companies, to be quite honest with you. Why? Like, what's the growth prospect of an auto manufacturer? Tell me what it is. Because I'll explain to you, this is how I look at the auto manufacturing industry. It's a business that can be sustained, but not really grown. And the reason why I don't think it can be grown is because of electric vehicles. And hear me out. Every car manufacturer in the world already is or will be making electric vehicles, right? We're all in an agreement with that. But even if you believed Ford was going to have the cheapest, most amazing looking, best technology, safest electric vehicles on the road. Fine. There's a growth prospect for Ford to take market share. But you look at market share like a pizza. When you have a piece of pizza, okay, you have X amount of slices on the pie, but there's only so much of the pie. With the entrance of electric vehicles, you've had a large number of brand new auto manufacturers enter the industry. These are auto manufacturers that never used to make the combustion engine vehicles. They were created to make electric vehicles. So here's this new segment of the market. So here's this new pie. But that pie is not cut in 8 pieces. That pie is now being cut in 16 pieces. So you explain to me, how is Ford going to seize and capture more market share when there's more people that are going to eat that pizza? How do they get a bigger piece of that pie if there's 10 more people that need to eat off of that same pie? All of these electric vehicle companies that are in Asia, in China, in Vietnam, all these electric vehicle companies, they're going to, most of them are going to fail, right? The auto manufacturing industry is not big enough to have 15 new brands. You've seen what has happened in the past when new brands of auto manufacturers come onto the market, right? You saw a bunch of brands that are no longer really around. Either they just failed or they were acquired and the brand was dissolved and they just got rid of that competition. Like, what are some examples? Daewoo. Remember Daewoo? You guys remember Daewoo? Daewoos aren't around anymore, right? You look at Fisker. Fisker's a prime example. Fisker's an electric vehicle company. Fisker went bankrupt multiple times. They just recently, the other week, went bankrupt again. Another failed electric vehicle company, right? Ride and Workhorse failed. Mullen, total piece of garbage, right? Nikola's a piece of garbage too. Like, these are companies that I just don't think are going to survive. But some of them will survive. And those companies that do are going to be eating some of that piece of pie. And that means less room for Ford. And I don't know. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. All right. So I have no intention on owning these stocks. I'm going to give it a D. All right. I'm going to give it a D. Oh yeah, Thrill Seeker. Thrill Seeker. You're right about that one too. Yeah. Ford, the only sedan they sell now is the Mustang. They got rid of all their sedans. Who else did that? Somebody else got rid of all their sedans. Another it's all the US companies. All the US auto manufacturers are abandoning the sedan, and they're basically just giving it to the Japanese and the Germans. Because the only think about it, the only brands where you can get a 4-door sedan are the Asian and the Japanese, Asian and the German cars. You can't get a US brand unless you want an SUV or a pickup truck or something like that. But good luck trying to find you have, I think you just have Cadillac might have 1 or 2. Ford has the Mustang. But for the most part, most of your U.S. manufacturers have abandoned the 4-door sedan. And they basically just surrendered it to the Asians and the Germans. But anyway. Well, folks, you know what? I think that kind of wraps things up. So I hope you guys kind of enjoyed this segment of the Grade My Stock. I really enjoy. You guys enjoy this? You guys like when we do this kind of stuff? The Grade My Stock. Give you guys my thoughts on stuff. I I love these discussions. You know, they're such fun talks. You know, like we get to talk about the chart, we get to talk about the company, we get to talk about the industry, the sector, like the bigger picture. I love this stuff. I'll talk about this stuff with you guys anytime. So, but that does it for me. I've got to try to get some rest tonight. I literally slept for maybe 2 hours, if that. So yeah, I gotta, you know, and I got some stuff I got to do here tonight anyway. But I will probably see my members. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, right, inside of chat, and then check us out back here on the live. Listen, for those of you that are not members, I'll just real quick, I'll share with you guys about our membership. If you're interested about a membership, we do have a great deal for you guys going right now. It's 53% off. It brings the price from $2,212, which it normally is. It drops it all the way down to $1,027. Go to ttgoffer.com. Again, that's ttgoffer.com. Everything you see on that page is going to be included for the $1,027. It's 53% off. There's no coupon code needed. You just go right to ttgoffer.com. Everything on that page is included. Our entire 22-course curriculum, which is a simplified and expanded upon version of the training that I received working at the fund in New York. There's beginner courses and advanced courses. You're going to get obviously all of the trade alerts. You can have the mobile app. So if you guys are not in front of your computer, you can get notified with real-time push notifications when our mods enter and exit positions. You're going to get TradingView's premium charting software, Benzinga Pro's real-time news feed, the trade ideas scanners on our platform, 2 private study group sessions, our AI trading assistant, unusual options activity, options flow, dark pool data, short data, congressional trading data, social sentiment scanner, 1,000 hours of our video library covering different topics, the simulator. I mean, there's so I feel like I forget things because there's so many damn things that are on this platform. You guys have access to all of it for the $1,027. It'll cost you $5-6 grand if you were to just pay for these things on your own. You guys get access to all of it when you guys join the community. So there are 6 laptops this evening that we've got. We got a couple. We gave some of them away today to some people. But we have 6 laptops remaining. So the next 6 people that join, you'll get a free laptop with your membership as well. It's a 15.5-inch Asus laptop, AMD Ryzen GPU, Microsoft 365, Windows 11. It's our gift to you when you join TTG. It's free. We cover shipping. We ship anywhere in the world. You'll know you're getting one of them. You'll know you're one of the 6 as long as you see the laptop inside the checkout cart when you're on the page. If you don't see it, that means we've sold out. But I'll leave that price is good for you guys until midnight. The laptops are good only until 6 people join. So if you see it, you're good. If you don't, we sold out. So go to ttgoffer.com. The W money back guarantee is also right there on the page in black and white. Go read it. I mentioned it to you before. I believe so strongly in the platform that we've created that when you join TTG, I ask you just to do the following things. Go through the courses, pass our quizzes, attend 1 study group. If you do those things and you are still unable to make enough winning trades to equal your $1,027 membership fee at least one time, we'll give you back double, $2,054. You can keep the laptop. I'm dead serious. The W money back guarantee is right there. Yes, it's real. Go read it. Again, folks, we have a 78% retention rate, less than a 2.5% refund rate, 4.7 out of 5-star rated on 2,500 reviews on Trustpilot. Go to ttgoffer.com if you guys want to join us full time and take advantage of this amazing deal. Otherwise, you can do the trial. Now, if you do the trial and then you decide to join after the trial, it will cost you more money. Full disclosure, the $1,027 discount is for the people that are ready to join right now. If you want to go through the trial first, you're more than welcome to. But at full disclosure, it will be more expensive. It'll be at least $1,400 if you want to join after you do your trial. Just letting you know ahead of time. Okay, so full disclosure on that one. So go to the, if you want to do the trial, it's ttgthree.com. That's ttg3 spelled out.com. All right. You want the membership, ttgoffer.com, and you see the laptop, you're getting one. Any questions at all, folks, send a text message. We're fully transparent. We are an open book. Anything you want to know, text us. 786-505-4049. Phone number's right down there at the bottom of the screen, 786-505-4049. Have a wonderful rest of your night, folks. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications.